Well, by erasing the perspectives of different groups in your country, you erase their voices. So authoritarianism always erases social movements that have challenged it. For example, in China, you're not allowed to teach about Tiananmen Square. It's
Sure.
illegal. The Soviet Union erased all history of the bad things Stalin did, like Holodomor, the
Hmm.
genocide of the
Yep.
Ukrainian people. So, so you represent the history, and the history in particular of the dominant group as great and innocent. So what
Hmm.
we have now, well, so and when you to continue the thread of social movements in Florida, it's they've erased the history of Black Lives Matter.
Right.
So if you erase the history of social movements, you erase the history of the perspectives of groups of our fellow Americans, like LGBT
Hmm.
Americans or Black Americans, uh, then you're representing their social change, their social movements as completely apolitical and uh, incomprehensible. Uh, so
Right.
if you set up hierarchy, you say there's a great country. It was founded by these men, these white Christian men who were the inheritors of Greece and Rome. And it had this great civilization. And there were a few bumps along the way, but they were solved by great men like Martin Luther King ended racism. And so if you're so and structures are illegal to talk about. We have states all over the country where you can't talk about, for example, structural racism. If you can't talk
Right.
about structural racism, you can't talk about the history of Jim Crow.